Natural uses of the river are constantly threatened by human development. Here's a special report.
In a quiet back eddy of the Fraser River, away from the main channel, these fisheries officers are checking salmon crop. Unless the little fish can fatten up in these marshes before heading out to sea, BC's annual wild stock salmon catch may be at risk.
These are all salmon, chum and chinook. Chinook. That's a stickleback, I guess, in there.
We've taken a position that we don't want to see any more foreshore marsh disappear, and that position is based on the fact that a lot of it has disappeared over the years, and we're trying to protect as much as we can.
There's equal concern being sounded about protecting birds at the mouth of the Fraser.
Drawing a line around a piece of land doesn't protect it. What we have to do is look at what kind of water quality we're going to have. We have to look at the whole estuary and how we're going to protect it.
Yet it's also clear that the Fraser River and its shoreline is key to the economic health of the lower mainland. Industry, sawmills, waterborne commerce, and offshore trade all share the river and provide jobs and pay taxes.
Well, it's a pretty tricky balancing act. It puts some more constraints on development. I guess back in the 50s and 60s it was wide open and you could pretty much do what you wanted. Nowadays you have to consider the environment, you have to consider recreational needs too.
The latest development proposal is for the Burns Bog area in Delta, where a multi-million-dollar superport is planned. This kind of pressure on the Fraser is relentless, and it calls for creative strategy by the Fisheries Department.
What we're doing right now in certain marsh areas, if we lose an acre of marsh, the developer would have to recreate or compensate, rebuild 2 acres in an adjacent area.
This 2-for-1 approach to saving marsh can be seen on Mitchell Island in the north arm of the Fraser. Canada geese have already discovered the newly planted foreshore. Fish come in on the high tide. The site replaces 2 acres of marsh that was lost here by a new waterfront market complex near the Oak Street Bridge. The exchange cost the developer about $500,000.
This marsh and the whole estuary out behind us is it's one of the most important places in all of Canada, actually. It's really like a national treasure that we have here.
Some years, as many as 1.5 million birds use the Delta marshes, which are among the most nutrient-rich in the world, mainly because of this waist-high plant called sedge.
This is the plant that catches the sunlight, turns it into food, and ultimately attracts the large numbers of birds and the large numbers of fish. Without this plant, we don't have a marsh and we don't have an estuary.
Butler says that only 1% of the Fraser estuary is officially protected for birds. He warns that if more is lost to development, the effect on bird life could have international implications.
What we do here is going to impact birds in 3 different continents and 20 different countries. This is really the crown jewels, and if we do something to the wildlife habitat here, we virtually lost it on the coast.
Cam Cathcart for CBC News in Vancouver.